Hey guys, it's Jeremy here at Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. Whatever today guys, it's another album review. This time we're going to be checking out the latest offering from Havukruunu. Really good pagan black metal band out of Finland. I'm not really a black metal person at all. I like the early kind of first wave of black metal that came out in the early 90s. But outside of that, I never really checked out a lot of newer bands, and is a subgenre I just kind of never really looked out. I just didn't like the overall sound for the most part. But I was introduced to this band on their last release in 2020. I'm not going to try to pronounce the album titles or song titles in this video because everything's in Finnish, and along with the vocals as well. It's not in English, it's in Finnish. But their last album really surprised me. It's black metal still there, but there's so much other elements going on, like a lot of melody and like epic heavy metal, old school 80s metal, some synthesizer work in there to bring it up, and just a lot going on. I really dug the last album. I was really shocked how good it was. At the core, it was black metal, but like I said, they had so much other stuff going on. It didn't really feel like a black metal album. And this one was more of the same, in my opinion, even better. To be honest, guys, as it stands right now, this is my album of the year. I really like this album. Like I said, it just dropped on the 20th of February. It's got 8 songs, 53 minutes in length. The album cover is kind of a typical kind of black metal looking cover, black and gray two-tones. The album's called Tavastland. I'm sure it's pronounced differently in Finnish, but reading it in English style, it's called Tavastland. And yeah, this album is ridiculous. It's got the bass of the black metal still there. It's the tremolo picking on the guitars. It's got the double bass, it's got the blast beats, but it's got this crazy amount of melody and catchiness to it. As soon as I put this on, the opening track, like I said, I'm not going to try to pronounce the tracks, it's just track 1 through 8. But the opening track, 7 minutes long, it's got this open kind of spoken word part in Finnish at the beginning, and then it's got just a riff fest through this whole album, really catchy riffs, kind of old school 80s kind of guitar riffs. Really good solos in this album, really tasty stuff. It's definitely a headphones album, one you put on when you're, at the end of the day, you lay in your bed and you put your headphones on and just kind of soak it all in. It's not a headbanging album by any means, it's definitely more of a listening album, and it just blew my mind how good it sounds. It's kind of a blend of like, the black metal part of it kind of reminds me of like the Satanist from Behemoth, that kind of feel with the vocals, delivery, and some of the atmospheric and things going on with that album, which I love. It's a masterpiece. And then you blend that with like old school 80s heavy metal, like really epic sounding, like early Manowar kind of metal. And then you mix that again with like the beautiful melodic passages from Opeth, like Damnation or things like that, and kind of mold it all together. And this is what you get when you listen to Havukruunu. This album is a 10 out of 10. I'm going to put that right out at the beginning. It's a perfect album to me. I've listened to it, I think, 3 times in total so far. And it's just a fun album to listen to. It's epic all the way through. It's cinematic. It's epic. It's got crunchy riffs. It's got great guitar solos. The vocals are blackened, but I don't hate them. They're just there. But the musicality of the whole thing and the songwriting, the composition is perfect. My standard tracks would be the opening track, the title track, which is number 4, track number 5. Like I said, I'm not going to try to pronounce them. And then the last track is almost 11 minutes of a mini epic. That song is really good as well. Track number 5, kind of at the end of the song, is really cool. It kind of builds to the super epic climax. It's got a really cool finish to it. The title track has got a lot of layers to it, a lot going on as well. Not a weak song in the album. Every song kicks ass. Really good stuff. Most of the songs are in the 5 to 6 minute range, with the opening track being 7 and the last track being almost 11. But everything in the middle is about 5 or 6 minutes. And yeah, if you're not familiar with these guys, please, guys, check this album out. You won't be disappointed. Like I said, right now, it's my album of the year, beating out some really high top octane thrash metal that's come out recently, like Chemicide and Sacrifice and Hazard. Like, a ton of good albums came out the first 2 months already, but this is the best thing I've heard this year so far, hands down. Really killer release. Production's really good. The guitars are heavy, bombastic. The drums are punchy. It's raw, but kind of like crisp at the same time. It's hard to explain. It just sounds really good. It suits the atmosphere of their music really well. They use a lot of like kind of chorus, kind of chants to lift the music up, to give it that really epic kind of feeling, and that a lot of synthesizer effects as well to give that feeling. And like I said, they use a lot of choir kind of layered vocals to really elevate the music, give it that kind of really melodic feel. A lot of beautiful melodic guitar leads in this album as well, over the top of the blast beats and kind of the black metal feel. It's called pagan black metal. I like the pagan part of it is kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of, well, it's not pagan, but like folk metal, like Elevati, that kind of feel at times, but not the traditional instruments, but just kind of the feel. So if you want some really epic, old school heavy metal with some blackened pagan black metal at the core, check this album out. You'll love it. You'll thank me later. It's an experience for sure. Like I said, it's not a headbanging album, but it's headphones on, just soak it all in, fist in the air. Like every song I was listening to in this album, I was just like, yes, this, like every time I just kept going saying, yes, yes, yes. This album was so awesome. So definitely check it out, guys. 10 out of 10. Album of the year so far. Havukruunu. Amazing. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more great videos. Keep it metal.